Alright, I'd like to talk about how you can take HTML files and then view them on the web, uh, HTML files that you've created, and then view them on the web at a publicly accessible URL using Google Drive. Now the bad news is that you can't do this after August 31st, 2016, and so this video happens to be made for students in a university setting. So in the future we'll go over to a different solution, but in the short term this will work for us. Um, anyway, so I happened to type in, how to host web pages with Google Drive, and it came up with this page. It's supported by Google and hosted by Google. Now, one of the first things you need to do is you need to have a Google Drive account, preferably hosted on your local computer. So if you type in like download Google Drive, it will tell you how to do that. And what it will do is after it's installed, it will create a folder that's on your computer. So in my case, if I go C Drive, Users, then my username, there's now a folder called Google Drive. Now I've got lots of folders in there already, but I could create folders or files now that can now be shared and used for HTML or web hosting at this point. The question is, how do you do that? Well, whether it's a folder or a single file, it's kind of the same process, and it tells you about it here. You just right-click on any file, or well, there's actually you can do this from the web by going drive.google.com, or you could do it from within the file browser. It works the same way. It says you find the file or the folder you're looking for, you share it, you go to the advanced settings, and then you change it to publicly accessible. So I'll just kind of show you that right here. So here's a folder that I've created, and I want it so that or actually here's another one, shared files. I want it so that everything that's going to be in this folder that's an HTML page will be shareable to the world at large. And so I right click and I go Google Drive, share, and then I go to advanced, and it says who has access, and I just change this to everybody on the web. Okay, so having done that, it is now shared with the world, and I can start putting pages in here. Now, from here, here's maybe the tricky step. You kind of get the same process whether you go drive.google.com and are viewing these pages on a web page, or whether you're looking at your local hard drive. It's kind of the same idea of how this works. Uh, if I go Google Drive and I say view on the web, what it does is it pulls this up where it shows the source code, but it doesn't show the thing that I want. And so here, annoyingly, is the trick. Right up here is the ID of the file that we're looking at. And so if we go back to these instructions right here, it says go to www.googledrive.com/host, and then you put your doc ID in there. Now, isn't that terrible? So anyway, you copy and paste that in there, /host, and now you get your document ID, which is right here. Type that in, hit return, and now you can see the web page that you were trying to see. And so in the context of the class that I'm working with right now, that means that for every single file that you create and put in this folder, you'll go through that same process. You'll right click, you'll say, view it on the web, you'll get to see the file ID here, and then you'll need to use that file ID to open up a new page. You'll type in googledrive.com/host and then the ID, and then it'll come up like this.